Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today we're going to be taking a look at just some of the lovely games coming to the Nintendo Switch in the month of August. As always, this is not every game coming to the Switch or anything like that. We couldn't possibly do a video about that, and also a lot of games get announced these days in the month they get released, so this isn't everything. And we're not gonna lie, the pickings were a little bit slimmer this month, but we do think that we found some really, really exciting games for you to look forward to. So look forward to them, I say. But anyway, that's more than enough waffling. Let's dive right into things. Starting things off on the 5th of August, we have the Falconeer Warrior Edition. This is a game where you fly around on the back of a big bloomin' bird, hence the name the Falconeer. It was originally an Xbox exclusive, I think it came out on Game Pass specifically, but now it's coming to Switch, which is a strange old state of affairs. Well, it's not that strange, but it's worth mentioning. This reminds me very much of Star Fox, at least to a sort of a limited degree. It's much more open and things like that, and that's no bad thing in my book. I think we could do with a few more of these kinds of games. On the very same 5th of August, we have Dreamscaper, which is a game that when I initially looked at it, I just had a glance at it and I kind of discounted it, but then I started looking at it again a little bit later in a little bit more detail, and I'm very glad I did. This is in all sense a roguelite game where the main gameplay is when your character is asleep and dying in the game wakes you up, and there's more gameplay in the waking world, but it's like real life gameplay, you know, sort of like standard day-to-day stuff. And it looks like there's going to be lots of like narrative things and stuff like that going on in the real world, whilst all the hack and slash, whoa, shooty, bang, bang. I don't know if there is shooting, but you know, all the fighty magoo, that all takes place in your dreams, and it's like a constant cycle. You sleep, you fight, you die, you wake up, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And if that's not a bloody original idea, I don't know what is. As hard as it is, this game, for me at least, proves that it is worth looking beyond the thumbnail and actually having a ruddy good look at a game, you know? You never know when you might be surprised. Also on the 5th of August, we have Doomsday Vault, which is a puzzle game where you play as a robot and save seedlings and plant them to save humanity. It doesn't strike me as a particularly deep or involved game, but just from what I saw of it, I just really like the look of it. It's charming, it's simple, it's not trying to be anything that it's not, and I like the fact that you're planting plants. It's just nice. In my eyes, this is the kind of game that looks like it's going to hinge on whether the puzzles are any good or not, and it's very hard to tell that from a trailer, but provided the puzzles are solid, I think we're going to have a solid game. That's two solids in one sentence. Well, actually, it's technically an utterance, but let's not get into it. Also, on the bloomin' 5th of August, we can't keep them away, we have Haven Park, which is giving me strong A Short Hike vibes, and that's not a bad thing. And then looking at the gameplay, I get strong Alba vibes, which is a game that I played and thoroughly enjoyed. And the basic idea is that you're going around rebuilding like a park, a sort of a camping site and that kind of thing. It's out in nature and you're just going around fixing things up, and I don't know about you, but to me that just sounds like one of the most enjoyable and chill ways to play a game. The whole objective is just to go around and improve things and make things better and fix things, and I'm the sort of person that loves doing that even in real life. I like cleaning, I like maintaining, I like fixing problems and things like that, and to be able to do that at the press of a button, yeah, it's a little bit addictive to me, so I'm definitely keeping an eye out for this one. Finally, moving on to a different date, the 10th of August, we have Button City. This is a colourful narrative-based game with a load of arcade mini-games, and there's actually a demo available on Steam, which I downloaded prior to this, and you know what? It was pretty good. There's some interesting writing going on, it's fun, doesn't take itself seriously, but doesn't sort of fall into kind of lowest common denominator stuff. It's very self-aware, and it was just fun, that demo, and I'm really keen to see what the rest of the game has to offer. I'm a tiny bit concerned with the like functionality of each of the individual games. I'm not sure whether they're going to be rock solid because, you know, minigame collections oftentimes don't have the same love and care and attention that are put into one single gameplay type. But who knows? I could be entirely wrong. There was only one minigame available in the demo. That's the only one I played. 2 days later, on the 12th of August, we have Skatebird, which is you're a bird on a skateboard. Do I need to say much more? I will, just for you. If you've played Tony Hawk's, Tony Hawk. If you've played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, then you'll know what you're looking for here, except for, obviously, it's a little bit different, and I don't know for a fact, but I can't help but feel that maybe the name Tony Hawk slightly inspired the fact that it's a bird, but it does actually play into the gameplay. It looks like that you can use your wings and stuff like that in order to maintain your altitude and things like that. That was a weird way of saying your height. Altitude. There's also dialogue and little mini cutscenes and stuff like that. It doesn't take itself seriously. Why would it? It's a game about a bird on a skateboard. You can customize your bird. Overall, it just looks like a silly, bloody good time. 5 days later, on the 17th of August, we have Greek Memories of Azur, or Azur. Or Azur. This is a 3-person adventure game. It is entirely single player, I've checked, so there's no co-op or anything like that, which maybe feels like a bit of a missed opportunity, or maybe not, I don't know, I haven't actually played it yet. And you switch between 3 different heroes, who I believe are siblings from the description, and they all have different skill sets. It's nothing like outlandish that we haven't seen before, but it just looks very solid, and, you know, as I say, we've seen these kinds of games before, and this looks like to be a really, really good example of that. What's more, the visuals are absolutely lovely. The lovely hand-drawn aesthetic and animations and stuff like that, which you're no doubt seeing from the trailer. It's just a lovely thing to look at, and hopefully a lovely thing to play. It looks relatively straightforward in its execution, but that's not always a bad thing. Keep things simple and make what you do have extremely refined. Fingers crossed, it's that as well. Then on the 24th of August, we have Hoa. I think that's how it's pronounced, but I'm not entirely sure because this is a Vietnamese game and it is a puzzle platformer. And all I've got in my notes is, looks like Hollow Knight made by Studio Ghibli. I know I just talked about how Greek looks really nice, but yeah, this is on another level. This is genuinely really, really gorgeous visuals, like super gorgeous. The soundtrack as well sounds wonderful. I'm not even sure the gameplay needs to be absolutely out of this world in order to carry it, to be honest, because from a visual and audio point of view, it's already just such a lovely treat. I'd definitely be keen to learn more about this one. We're just gonna have to wait and see now, aren't we? Then on the 27th of August, we have No More Heroes 3, and I'm still looking forward to this game. I absolutely am. The initial trailer was ridiculous, like proper fantastic Suda51 level stuff, like so typical, so out there, so unbelievably misleading as much as anything, which was just great. And from what we've seen of the combat, the gameplay looks solid, it looks reliable, maybe a little bit fuzzy in places, but, you know, still solid. However, there was recently some gameplay footage shown of the open world type stuff, just like going around the overworld and stuff like that, and I can't deny it runs like bum. Serious frame drops in underpopulated areas. The thing is that it does remind me of the original No More Heroes in the sense that it doesn't run brilliantly in the overworld and is underpopulated and looks quite basic. So I don't know whether this is intentional because it's Suda51. I'm probably hoping against hope, to be honest. But yeah, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if this was Suda51 being Suda51 and the actual game runs better. Again, that's probably hoping against hope and it would be misleading to do so, but I mean, come on, this is the same guy who accidentally put a little bit of footage of No More Heroes 3 in an unrelated live stream, so anything's possible. I'm still really hopeful that this game is going to be worth it, but I can't deny that that recent trailer did give me pause for thought. Fingers crossed, it's not a load of bum. And finally, also on the 27th of August, we have the finally announced, well, I mean, it's been announced for ages, but we finally got a release date for it, Baldo the Guardian Owl. This, at first, when I first saw this, I didn't think much of it, but now that I've seen more of it, oh god, I gotta have this one. It's a sort of top-down 2D Zelda-esque style game with serious Studio Ghibli vibes. I know I've mentioned them already in a previous entry, but how can I not? It's got puzzles, it's got exploration, it's got adventure, combat, things like that. It really does look like it's really taking notes from 2D Zelda. And that is no bad thing whatsoever. We need more of those games. And it also just looks gorgeous. It just looks gorgeous. I'm so excited for this game. I really need to get my hands on it. and thankfully I will be able to on the 27th of August. Lucky me. And presumably lucky you. And there you have it. Those are the cream of the crop, in our opinion, of the games coming to the Nintendo Switch in the month of August. Which of your favourite games did we miss? Please let us know what they are in the comments down below. And what games of the list are you going to look into more, or even download and play? Also let us know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you stare at that subscribe button in August? And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. Doodly-doo, it's a little snoozy cobweb.